Hi everyone, it's Giselle with another video for today. So, in this message, I wanted to talk about, firstly, the energies that you emanate towards yourself and towards others is very, very easily felt during this time by more people than just me, for example. I used to feel quite alone in being able to feel everybody's energy, and I used to think that it wasn't happening the other way around, and it wasn't for years. But I feel that lately a lot more people have started to awaken to these abilities, and without them truly understanding or knowing what's going on, they are too now very receptive to other people's energies. And what I want to ask from you is, if you come into contact with me or any other sensitive person, like another reader, or perhaps just each other in this community, now that we are all very sensitive, please be gentle. Please try to manage your negative emotions such as anxiety when talking or connecting with another person, because they can pick this up. And I've had to set my boundaries lately, and I've had to decline certain requests. And please don't take this personally if you've been one of these people that I wasn't able to provide a service for. In a lot of instances, I have to tell you that, the energy just isn't right. I would not want to provide a service that is less or of a lower standard than what I ordinarily would like to give. So please be respectful if somebody says that to you, that they are not able to provide. It's for everyone's best, outcome, really, to adhere and respect someone's opinion when they can't do it. And usually I will try to provide you with somebody else who I've worked with or know of that can provide a similar service. And of course, if you are working with other people, please know that we all have our unique abilities and different ways of working. If you get a letter or a reading from me, it will not be the same as the letter or reading from another person, another reader, because they have different ways of tapping into your situation, and they use a different tone, or they just have different way of expressing themselves. The heart of the matter, or the, I guess, core energy of the reading would usually be similar or the same, but the way in which we express that may be different. Just like everyone speaks differently, people have different vocabulary. Well, the way that we speak, the way that we express, the way that we articulate is just different. The areas that we've been brought up in are different, so you can't expect everybody to have exactly the same way of explaining things. And, I'm sure this is quite evident to a lot of people, but I just thought it might be worth expressing, as this has been one of my concerns, is that different readers have different styles. Not everybody has the same gift. And I think also too much is expected at times, where we were only able to offer so much. And we don't know everything. That's the thing too, is that we do not know every single thing. Some things we just can't know. I particularly have difficulty with people asking about deaths and, particular dates or if this is likely to happen or not. I don't like to tune into that energy. And also, I don't provide readings for people who've passed over because the energy is often just too much and it's not a great experience for me. And I just hope that people can respect that. And I just want you to understand that as readers, we don't know everything. And you cannot expect us to give you an uplifting experience or to turn your mood around every single time we read for you. We can only give you what we are being given. If that doesn't contain all of the information that you've been seeking, then unfortunately that's all we can do. But I don't know, sometimes people just expect so much that it's almost beyond what any reader I've experienced can do. It's a lot of pressure, and when people come to you with a very negative or anxious energy and a lot of pressure, then it's practically impossible to complete their request, which is why I've had to decline in more instances than ever before, which I feel I have to do for my own well-being. So please be respectful of each other's energies. Please manage your own energy when approaching somebody, because you have no idea how much of an impact it actually has. And so moving on with the next thing I want to talk about, I've experienced a lot of revisiting of particular vital turning points in my life. And this has happened all throughout this isolating time that we've been going through ever since March up until now still. I've been going through a lot of cycles that I've been revisiting and actually correcting in my life. Times that I felt very powerless, I've been able to restore the balance in that through revisiting it and taking the power back. And I know that a lot of people find that very hard to do because it's so painful, because it's so triggering, and because they're afraid that if they revisit that particularly painful time in their life, that they won't be able to get out of that negative mindset, or that it's going to suck them back into feeling the way they did. But what I've found very powerful in being able to do this for myself is that I've been able to rectify the energies. I've been able to see it from a different perspective. And I've been able to, through doing that, take my power back and restore the balance in those situations where I felt completely helpless. And it's really helped strengthen me now in my current present day. It's allowed me to let go of a lot of feelings that I felt were no longer there, but they must have been because they've been coming back up for release. But this time is different, because this time it feels like I wasn't afraid to truly just be there back in those moments. But rather than fighting against it or thinking, God, that was a horrible time, just observing and being calm. And in that calmness, finding the balance that needed to be restored, and then happily walking away from it. As this card says, now it's time to walk away from anything that really doesn't help. That includes a lot of past situations in your life that have caused a lot of pain and struggle for you. Times that you've been too scared to look at, thinking, well, if I don't look at it, at least I won't have to feel it. But of course, that's not a solution. It's also walking away from places, people, situations, And if you're self-employed like me, I've heard this from other readers too, is that they have had to terminate certain connections, whether that's with clients or colleagues or other people, that they work with, for the betterment of their own energy. Because if you look at it another way, say you tried to get a reading from somebody and they didn't feel like they could help you, do you think that's fair that you still insist on having a reading, even though they know it will not be up to the best standard that they can offer? I would rather get a service from somebody who felt confident that they could help me than trying to get something from someone that feels that they really cannot help me anymore. Just like we outgrow certain relationships in our lives, whether that's friendships or other dynamics or romantic relationships, we can also outgrow the people that we learn from. And that's fine, it happens. And I feel we should all just be prepared for change and prepared to move forward when something is just not resonating with us anymore. I don't tend to get readings myself anymore, as I trust my ability now more than ever before. But I know in earlier stages of my life, I would get readings and I would cycle through different readers. I mean, they don't always have the ability to journey with you throughout your entire life. They may just be good for a month, for a year, for a few years, maybe for a decade, or maybe forever. But we have to be open to understanding that these things can change and evolve, and we must be allowing flexibility for ourselves and for them, and trusting that whomever we are drawn to is there for a reason, as long as we resonate with it. And then if it doesn't, we just have to be willing to allow that to move along, and for us to find something that is better suited to our needs. So please be kind toward each other and toward yourself, because your energy affects you too. And I know it's not easy sometimes, and it doesn't happen at the snap of a finger that you will suddenly be in a better energy, but at least be vigilant and aware that this has a lot of effects. I'm just putting this message out there because it's not just happened to me, it's happened to many of the readers that I know of. Some personally, but some I've read messages from them or watched videos where they've mentioned similar things. When a connection has outgrown or completed, don't try to hold on to it, and be willing for change to happen. Because when you don't resonate with one person, I'm sure you will find someone else that you will resonate with, and just be respectful of that and allow that to happen naturally. So I hope that you found this message helpful. And if you would like to connect with me, I am offering 33% off a bundle of 3 for readings, healings, and channeled messages or love messages. And all the details will be in the description, so you pay for 2 and get your third one free. There were also other discounts and services on my website, which I'll also link down in the description. I thank you all so very much for watching, and have a beautiful day. Namaste.